Okay guys, I'm back for another cast on the Sorcerer. Finally, after a very nice vacation actually. So I'm just gonna get in here. Multiplayer, IPX, character, create and hell difficulty. There we go. Just gonna make sure I'm actually recording. Just a second. It's been a while. Yeah, I am. Very nice. So, what did I want to tell you? Well, this is the 53rd run. Last time I completed my 47th run in the last video, and I was at 561.9 million. This time, as I said, this is my 53rd run, and I'm at 599 million point 6. I'm fairly close to level, and that's why I actually picked this odd number, you could say the 53rd run, because I'm gonna get a level. So what I did is I actually wrote up my stats, but you can see them here as well, my hit points, what is important for this character, because when I get a level to 46, I'll get, I think it's 1 strength, 1 magic, 1 dexterity, 1 vitality, yada yada, and my life will increase by 1 hit point, and I think my mana will usually increase by 2 mana points. Further, I want to test the damage when I'm using sword, because it's actually of interest, you could say. It's 46 to 68, the sword damage, and it has to do with, it's actually quite interesting for me when I have to do some melee work on the final level, on level 16, what kind of damage we're talking about there. Finally, the spell damage on Fireball and Fireball currently spell level 17, but you'll get some automated extra damage when you get a level. So currently it's 672 to 945, and Chain Lightning, my other sort of main spell damage spell, is 4 to 94. But I have this sort of the stats written up, so when I actually get the level, we can take a look at it. Yeah, so from the levels from 47 to 50, yeah, well, this is the 53rd, I had a few drops. An Obsidian Amulet is nothing that I can use myself the way I'm packed. I mean, I have 59 mana, and that's mainly why I'm using this amulet, so I don't need to resist, as you can see, but it could be useful on a new character eventually, so I'm just gonna keep it for now. This ring is probably the best find I've found, and it's actually very close to, not my primary ring is slightly better, as you can see, 52 and 14 to all. It will give me more mana what I have equipped. Currently I have 979, and as you can see, I'll drop here to 968. So I'll drop 11 mana points, so I'll definitely keep the one I'm wearing. But my other ring here is kind of close, you could say. It's 44 mana and 16 to magic. And this could actually look better, you could say, but the difference is that 16 to magic for sorcerers equals times 2 in mana points. So the 16 magic becomes 32 mana points, and that will give me a total of this ring of 76 mana points, whereas this is less. Again, you can see 976, 972. So it's 7 less mana points, but that's about it. Another character that could use a little mana boost, that could even be a warrior, could actually use this ring for sure. So it'll be put on an alt. Jade Ring of the Sorcery, yeah, I could see this on a fairly new caster type, except for a rogue, for instance, but other characters would be able to use it as well. It's not amazing, but it's worth keeping for now. And finally, I found a Ring of the Zodiac, 18 to all. It's just a pure booster ring, but it's quite nice for a new character. I'm not putting these on level 1s or 10s, but maybe in the mid-late 20s, you could say, where if they haven't found stuff themselves, I think it's fair enough, as I found it on this character. And then finally, this is just a showcase. It's because it's it dropped, by the way, by one of Lazarus' 2 sort of witches. Just gonna pick it up one last time. Emerald Blade. The reason why I keep it is just that it's an extremely rare stat. It only comes on weapons, and I think the stat it's from 41 to 50 resist all. I just wanted to show you. I'm probably not gonna use it on any character, but it was more like a showcase that this stat can actually drop. You can also very rarely find it by Word, the peg-legged boy on the other end of town. If you made probably a ton of runs to him, eventually he could have one, but it can actually drop, and that's just mainly what I wanted to show you.
I sense a soul in search of answers.
Here we go. And standard stuff here, so we are talking my 4 hotkeys here. We are talking Fireball, Chain Lightning, Stone Curse, and Teleport. So offense, defense more like, and defense I would say as well. The Teleport, and as usual I'm gonna keep my spell at the ready. Is not on a hotkey, the mana shield, and I'm good to go. So I'm probably gonna get level, I think here on the first level, I mean character level on the first level. So as usual, let's get some room to maneuver. So usually I'm pretty sort of cautious here in the beginning, especially if I have to use Chain Lightning, because it will go sort of in all directions. If I'm positioned wrong, if I'm standing up there and I'm surrounded by enemies, the Chain Lightning will sort of try to pass through the walls, which it cannot, etc, etc. So it kind of means a lot where you're positioned in the beginning. Okay. I think I'm actually screwed here, guys. Oh, I got pretty lucky. For some reason, I couldn't go down because there must be some kind of hidden wall where I was standing. Interesting. So, yeah, very pro to almost get trouble right away. I can prove my Chain Lightning point here. You can see most of the lightnings are trying to go through this wall because there are more mobs up there. Fortunately, it wasn't sort of harder mobs, because then I would have I'd be in trouble getting out. I was sort of was kind of surrounded. Well, I was surrounded, but I couldn't really see that I was. And the reason why I couldn't see it is that there must be sometimes there's sort of glitches in the map. I was standing here, I think, and actually these guys I'm pretty terrified about, because they hit so fast that you'll just get locked in place. So fortunately it wasn't these guys, because then I would have to abort the game and I would lose some of the semi-nice loot in town, and that would kind of suck, because I try to play this like hardcore mode, so if I die, I die. I mean, anyway, I was trapped here, and I thought I could just walk south, but as you can see, he's taking, instead of just walking straight down, as he should, like in one straight line, when I try to go south here, as you can see, he's sort of going around, so it's like there's some hidden block here, you could say. You can't see it, and that's why I got in trouble. But actually I shouldn't let any mobs get this close to me in the first case. So yeah, vacation's over, I guess. It's time to sort of be on my toes. But it's a classic for Sorcerer that the melee mobs are actually the way worse, whereas for I think the melee character, the warrior, it's the other way around. So, they dropped the ring up north. Actually, I wanted to sort of see if the area sort of got closed down here, but it doesn't really look like it. I'm still gonna try and remember the ring. That dropped up north, I mean. I could hear it dropped up here somewhere, so I'm just gonna scout for it. Could have been from one of the drakes here that are fairly low tier. I think they are as low as they can sort of... It was here. There we go. these drakes, and from the corpse and where I picked up the ring, it looks like the ring dropped from a drake. And like I said, the drakes are the lowest tier that you can get on hell difficulty, meaning that they probably also drop fairly low tier loot. Where has the ring been from one of the lava moors, the red doggies, they can drop sort of mid-tier loot, and they are considered sort of mid-tier mobs. Oh, yeah, just trying to test how it's getting really close to level. I kinda am, need about 1 million. The thing is with chain lightning, and I've stated this numerous times before, if you've seen any of my videos before, is that the more you clear of the map, the easier it becomes to use chain lightning. Because if you sort of have funneled the mobs in a particular direction, then as you see now, all the lightnings are going in the same direction, and the killing power is immensely stronger then. I think I'm gonna go north instead. I just sort of cleared a bit so I won't get company instantly from the back. And actually there was only a single mob, and that would have been kind of annoying if the mob was still here, and let's say I'm out fighting here, then some of the lightnings will try to go through the wall here in order to hit this mob, which it cannot, so I'm losing some of my killing power by spreading out the lightnings. And as some of the mobs are pretty good at dodging my chain lightning to begin with, they're sort of walking in a odd line, so it's a bit harder for the spells to sort of hit them. Then it just becomes more important to fully clear behind you, so all the lightnings are sort of trying to home missile the mob that you're trying to kill. Anyway, exit down to level 14, that's nice. So, not a ring, but an amulet. Here we go. So, an amulet that drops from a chest. I don't know this for sure, but so far it's sort of been underlining my theory that it can drop if you open a chest, or if you sort of explode a barrel and you get some loot. The loot contained is of the same quality as of the map you're on. So if you start on level 1 as a level 1, you will typically, or only, I would say, get loot that are that adequate level. So it's not like due to me being level 45 or 46. And if I go around knocking boxes around, barrels and opening chests, I'll on level 1 on normal difficulty, then I'll just get crap loot. And on the other hand, a level 1 probably wouldn't live all that long here on hell difficulty, so I'm just looking. It's very close to level, probably not gonna get it here. And very nice, the map has been kind of generously putting up a lot of mana potions on the floor. Little Easter eggs. And yeah, for new viewers, normally I don't pick up the gold anymore. I can pick up a little bit here in the beginning, but I don't really need it anymore. Unless I was sort of trying to make some kind of buying runs, you could say, by the vendors, but that's kind of over. I got all I want. I could make a ton of runs on Word the Peg-Legged Boy or the Blacksmith in order to get... Maybe once bought a King Sword of Haste from the Blacksmith. It's possible, but it's like out of probably 1,000 runs back in the day, and I'm not in the mood for doing that right now. So usually I just pick up a little bit of gold for extra mana pots and for repairs of my items. Yeah, okay, we got a level. Perfect. As you can see now, I'm for level 46. Next level will be from 601 to 733, so about 132 million experience. I had 100, and I'm just gonna fill up my mana. I had 148 hit points, so I got 1 additional hit point from getting a level. I got 2 mana points. I had 979 mana points. My sword damage, that's what's important. It was 46 to 68, so it's the same. Nothing changes. I've seen sometimes that it'll give me 3 minimum and 3 maximum damage. Maybe it will happen next time. I'm not sure. We'll just have to see about it. And then finally, spell damage. So we are talking Fireball. Fireball, it had 672 to 945. So decent amount here, 672, that's 26 minimum and 11 maximum extra damage. Some of the mobs can have resist to fire, but still it's quite a damage boost. And then Chain Lightning, it got raised only the maximum damage, so 4 to 94 I had before, and now I have 4 to 96. So all in all, guys, that's what you get. That's the bang you get for your buck. And yeah, we're trying to become level 47 now. And in order to become that, I guess we have to advance a little further down. Yeah, 2 ways to go. I think I'm actually gonna go this way. And by the way, there seems to be a rare in here. You can see the lightning squares sort of lit up. So this time I got ranged, and which are pretty easy. And then I got the doggies that I really don't like all that much. And I could hear there's some kind of drakes here as well that didn't like light. They don't like fire either, what I recall. But the troublesome mobs here definitely the lava mob. So it's a little troublesome here in the beginning, getting my lightnings to do as I want them to. But as soon as I kill more and more mobs, things will sort of ease up. Oh yeah, and we got this special mob down here, Fangskin. Fangskin is down. Fangskin actually dropped a unique axe. Which I think is kind of crappy. Normally Fangskin is with a big pack of mobs, but I think due to the location of him, there wasn't sort of room for them, so they didn't spawn all his buddies, apparently. I'll go north instead. I just feel like it's easier to sort of close the area, so my lightnings are doing as I want them to. One other thing I get by level, by the way, now that I have the formula for getting experience at some point, I think maybe from around level mid-20 or 30 or something like that, is your level times 200 experience. So now I will get, for each kill, I'll get 9,200 experience. So you could say, then you'll get level faster. No, not really. Actually, it will take longer because the amount from my current experience level to the next will increase dramatically, almost like exponentially. So yeah, you'll get more XP than level 30 if you were here, but there's like a maximum of what you can achieve. Sort of depends on your own level. So yeah, but at level 30 would still get level way before you, because at level 30, I don't think a level 30 would be able to manage this. The damage would be too low and you would struggle with your resistance, especially your mana pool if you were Sorcerer. As you can see, the teleport spell is really nice for sort of positioning yourself right, so that when I'm sort of getting attacked from behind, yeah, I know it sounds wrong, then I can sort of reposition myself quickly, so that my chain lightning will do its job. So, I can see again here there was this sort of invisible wall. If I try to go down here, I should go down a straight line, but as you can see, the character is sort of making this turn again. And I'm sure it's a bug in the game, it's not meant like a trap, but it can actually act as a trap. As you saw on level 13, when I was a bit in trouble right away in the beginning. So, final guy had to get a fireball in the face, at least in that area, and just gonna see if this zone turns into a completely new room. So, I'm gonna finish it down here first. In case you get caught up in these lava morphs, like I said, they hit. They're probably the fastest hitters in the game, so they have a tendency to, you know, just keep you in place until more mobs arrive, and you're really in trouble. As a sorcerer, anyway. And the reason why I get in trouble fast is that my armor class, it's there, 81. It's probably like a level 10 warrior or something like that. I mean, character level 10, with I could imagine a level warrior is around 81. So I'm walking around here with the armor class of a level 10 warrior, meaning that pretty much every mob and its mother can hit me fairly easily. I have a very high chance to hit me at least. And that's why I pretty much feels like you get chain stunned when you get hit. If you get hit by a mob, and that, just like I did there, I'm just gonna show you. Okay, we're gonna do a little exercise here. So, I'm just gonna kill this mob. If you get hit by a lava mob, like I do here, it's like if you try to walk north of it, it's like you're turning your back on it. It feels that way. It's almost impossible to, you know, get by. And as you can see, after all, it's taking some chunk of your hit points here. But I figured out by, doing it sort of due to getting stuck like this, that if you walk south, you have a larger chance, as you saw there, to actually get away from the mob. So it's something to keep in mind if you get stuck as a sorcerer. Always try to walk south, if it's possible. So, by chance, if you have a mob a mob is about to get up to you, a melee mob, then try to position yourself so you have an option to go south instead of sort of getting sort of caught here, because then it's impossible to go south now. But it's something to keep in mind, kind of technically, you could say, in order not to get stuck in the melee mobs. So the room up here seems to be I'm missing out on it, but I couldn't sort of get to it from south. The bricks aren't as bad as the red lava moors, these guys, because I don't know, they tend not to hit as fast, and that means that I can usually get away from them. I don't have to walk south or something like that, unless I'm sort of surrounded by a lot of them. And that shield could be interesting, unless it's indestructible, but it's not. If it's indestructible, I can actually see that it is. Without identifying it, it will show itself to be indestructible. And if it is indestructible, it can never be sort of a perfect shield that will give me 2 nice stats, because indestructible is not a very good stat, actually. Sure, it's better than nothing if you are a new character, but other than that, all it pretty much gives you is that you do not have a repair bill on that item. And as you can see, I don't even bother to pick up the gold anymore at this level. Got a little red body here. So I use my teleport to get away from the lava maw in a hurry, because I don't want them close to me if I can avoid it. And like I said, initially, if you haven't seen any of my videos before, you have 4 hotkeys. That's how the game is. You cannot add any further. Unless you have some kind of, I don't know, hack or something, which I do not. So you have to pick your 4 spells wisely, and for me it's 2 damage spells, and the reason why I have 2 damage spells is that some mobs have resists from fire, or immunities actually, and some mobs will have resists or immunities from lightning. There are also magic damage, but I never really used it. There are only 2 spells actually. It's level 4 spells, Bone Spirit and Bloodstar, but they're very sort of mana heavy, and they don't seem to have quite the very nice effect that especially Fireball does. Fireball is probably the best spells, unless you have a mob that's immune to fire, because it has this ring you can see here. It's actually a splash damage. So if you have 3 mobs coming at you and they're close, then all 3 of them will actually get hit. In contrary to, say, Fire Bolt, as you can see, it's a level, one of the earliest spells you get in the game. Besides the damage is 10 times as low, then there's no splash damage on Firebolt. Anyway, it seems the map is almost clear. And it's just for my own sort of OCD, but I'm just going to control that all the map is done, and what I do is, what I'm looking for is that the lines aren't broken. If the lines aren't broken, then, or if the line is broken, then I haven't sort of explored that part of the map properly, yeah. Okay, so level 15 already, and I have quite a bit of mana yet. Normally I'm running out here after 2 levels, but I had fairly easy mobs that I don't have to use a ton, especially of Chain Lightning. It's because Chain Lightning is more mana heavy. It costs 18 mana, whereas my Fireball costs 10. So naturally, yeah, you'll almost lose, lose to, you'll lose or use, you could say, double the amount of mana if you use Chain Lightning a lot. So I'm gonna use some. It looks like we have 3 sort of ranged mobs here. The blue, which is very easy to get a fireball. The red, they are immune to fire. And then finally we have these, very annoying. ladies. It's the top tier of these sort of witches. It's called a soul burner, and they are actually immune to both fire and lightning. Hence, they get the sword. But at least it seems they are probably 1/3 of each mob on the map. Whereas when it's almost, if it's half soul burners, then there's a lot of sword work to be done. And it will take quite a bit. There we go. I'm just gonna have a sip of coffee, guys. A second. So this setup would be terrible for, say, a warrior, for instance, if you have to run, you have to sort of chase these ladies here. It's always like when you're sort of chasing them, you'll just get more and more aggro. They run away from you, and then you sort of stir up the hive and get more and more and more added to the pile. So I'm gonna go up here and let them sort of pile up themselves. There we go. You can see now the lightning is sort of being somewhat more effective. And we have the sword work lady here. One thing I have to keep in mind, and it's felt, that when I change my main hand to the sword, then I have about 100 less mana. From Dream Flinch, you can just see the stats here. It's the beast or best in slot for mage, as it has a massive 110 extra mana. So as you can see here, my mana pool is pretty much increased by 110. From 871 to 981, and it's felt, you know, that I'm pretty much reducing my mana pool with 10% when I have to change the sword. But on the other hand, I'm not in the mood for using a minute to beat up one mob with the club, because its melee damage is terrible and the attack speed is almost worse. So full stack of these ladies. The soul burners, I'm taking them with me, sort of, so I'm sure I'm not getting more than this. 5 is more than plenty. As you can see, the 4 that are actually shooting on me, they are making a dent in my mana pool. And that's the classic mistake people make in the beginning, is that they hunt these and that you just stir up the hive, get more and more and more. And if you haven't explored that much of the map, you're almost in big trouble, because you have like half the map chasing you around on a small area. There we go. So, blood loss here is no more. She's always on the map. And unfortunately she can drop just a book instead of some other good loot, and that's what she did. I'm not that much into using a lot of chain lightning to kill one mob, so I'm gonna see if I can maybe stir up the hive a little bit, get some more of these red witches to hunt me. Unfortunately I couldn't. And again here we have some kind of invisible wall. As you can see, the witches soul burners to the south. I think actually the mob that was stone cursed acted like an invisible wall, because they were just sort of staring at me. I'm gonna take you. And normally I pick up all loot from the soul burners, because they're considered top tier mobs. It's just interesting to see what the loot is actually about. So I got my wish fulfilled, and as you can see there are a lot of red witches, so what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna hurt them I mean like a goat herder. Like this nice fat line here, so you can see all the lightnings are doing really quick work up the line. There we go. So Lazarus and his buddies are standing in here in the and usually if I sort of lure them out, what I do is teleport in, teleport out, and then some of the witches will always come to me, including some of those that are already at aggroed, and then they can all get the full boot here. Trying to go over here. Unfortunately, some of the lightnings are trying to sort of go south, because the map here is always like 4 quadrants, and the way I was positioned, and some of the lightnings were trying to get down south. I probably don't have enough mana to do with Lazarus and his buddies.
I cannot carry anymore.
I think I'm gonna give it a try though. What I do is I always take Lazarus first, he hurts the most. And
your madness ends here, betrayer.
yeah. And we can do his little buddies if I have enough mana for it. I think he actually dropped an identical unique item as the one I already had, which is not something you see very often actually. I mean, getting 2 uniques and then those 2 uniques happen to be actually the identical uniques, that's rare. I think it's the same. Yeah, it is. Alright, so yeah, I can't have it all really. So what do we do? Well, I'm actually just gonna leave it. There's only one of a kind, so it's actually 2 of the same uniques. Interesting. I'm out of mana, guys, so it's probably a good idea. 2 goes to town.
You're stop. Hello, my friend. Stay a while and listen.
Yeah, so all pretty crappy. We can just check out the axe though. Decent axe for, say, if you're level, I don't know, 20, something like that. But probably not for
what can I do
level
for
40 plus warrior, or whoever you should think would be sort of enjoying a weapon like that. So I'm gonna repair. There we go. And yeah, I'm just gonna spend the cash that I actually have. Oh, obsidian shield, 38 resist for armor 14. It's almost the same shield as I have, I think. I have armor. I would argue it's slightly better.
Wow, what can I do for you?
Except I don't have money for it. So yeah, I think I'm gonna leave my cash in town. You could argue, so the shield that I have is resist all 36 and...
Wow, what can I do for you?
38, oh sorry, 14 armor. So 1 less armor for 2 extra resist. You could argue this shield is better. I think I'm gonna buy it. Not for this character, but maybe for another. So I'm gonna leave my gold surplus here and remind myself to buy that shield next time if I have enough gold, and I think I will next time.
What ails you, my friend?
Just gonna buy 1 full rejuvenation. The healer here usually have 1, and it's sort of my backup potion if I should actually lose my mana shield, and it's like a panic potion to get my hit points up fast as well. It will fully refill your your hit points as well as your mana points in one potion.
I sense a soul in search of answers. I sense a soul in search of answers.
I don't really need the shield because my resists are already maxed out, as you can see. And for resist to be max is 75%. You can never be immune to sort of the enemy's spell power. But if I remove the shield, you can see that from 57 to 75%, we are talking 18% resist all. That should cover, and I actually have 36, so more than double, or exactly the double of what I need. So yeah, I don't really need the other shield, but I could imagine at some point I have a project where I would make some, maybe transform a rogue into a caster. That could be an interesting project, because rogue fare really badly in endgame. Oh, hello. So instead of making her sort of a bow rogue, I could make her into a caster rogue. That could be kind of interesting. I've done that project before, but never sort of finished it. Here with this amount of these sort of soul burners, 5, 6, maximum 7, I'd say, then you have your hands full. I'm gonna position myself so that all the chain lightning is going south, as you can see, because all the remaining mobs are down south. This way I will kill her very quickly. Normally I wouldn't bother with one, I would probably sort of find some more before I kill them off, but here it was fairly easy to sort of make that position. I accidentally used chain lightning there, so now I just stirred up the hive. Fine. So normally this map, level 15 and level 16 as well, by the way, where Diablo is normally sort of 4 quadrants. As you can see, I cleared one. This was where Lazarus one was, and another one, and Lazarus is always in the same spot, just as Diablo is always in the same spot. But I've never seen before on level 15, it was this sort of made up with a sort of a hallway in the middle here. That's new. So I guess even though I've played so many hours, then see something new every day, I guess. I mean, normally it's more like an open spot with these sort of 4 quadrants, but this seems very sort of closed. With the hallway here in the middle. So instead of walking in after these 2 soul burners, I'm just gonna get out of line of sight, and they will come to me instead. They will always try to take a position where they can shoot me. got a little more aggro than I actually wanted. Fine. What I do here is then try to kill sort of the EC of the mob. That will be witches. And then get out of line of sight again. Replenish my mana. It's not working too well because I'm kind of surrounded by mobs. I mean the chain light as well. And by the way, I think in the last episode, actually, a viewer asked me why I didn't use Golem to kill these. And I think I can actually demonstrate why not. So the Golem, it's because the Golem is retarded mainly. So what I can do is stand right next to the mob, and then I can find the Golem, I suppose, which is a level 4 spell. And as you can see, the Golem is so retarded that it have to sort of be spoon-fed the mob, and after that it'll probably like just wander aimlessly around. What actually happened when I spawned it was I instantly got more aggro from mobs to the south. But we can try it just for the fun of it. I think in a second they're gonna start shooting after the poor Golem. And as you can it's actually taking... yeah, there we go. So we could spawn a new one, but yeah, they just die too fast and they are inconsistent at the best, I would say. Funny enough, they sort of got... the Golem sort of took the aggro from the lady, so you could use it sort of defensively. I mean, pop a Golem and then you could get away. But like I said, I only have 4 spells available on hotkeys, so I prefer to do it this way. And it's just unreliable, the Golem at best, and I would say actually directly dangerous at worst, where it sort of stirs up the complete map. If it doesn't die pretty much instantly. So, yeah. It's not my favorite, but I just remembered that some guy asked me last episode why I didn't use Golem as a melee weapon or doing the physical damage. So quite a pack here, and again I'm gonna kill the blue witches first. They are the easiest opponents. As you can see, I'm actually remembering to picking up a little bit of gold, as I will need it for the shield of blacksmith. And yes, the shield will still be there, unless I actually was to get another level, which I'm not. It would be impossible technically on this level because there's not enough experience, even if I cleared everything, to get another level. But the blacksmith will change the top 3 items if you get a level, and that goes from level when your character is level 1 instead of level 46. So I've tried it once, and that's how I found out about it. So there was an item that I wanted to buy, and then when I actually had a level and enough money, then the item wasn't there anymore. And like I said, it's because the blacksmith, every time you get a level, that he will change the top 3 items from his boutique. We got an armor here on a pedestal. Definitely always worth investigating stuff like that. It's pretty much like if it, like I said on the previous, on level 14, I think that if you get an item from a barrel or a chest or from a pedestal like that, it's pretty much of the same quality as the mobs on that level. So it's worth picking up, as the soul burners are top tier mobs. They are top tier witches and they are top tier mobs in general, meaning that they can drop top tier loot. I'd say the soul burners is very noticeable. They normally don't really drop any. It's very rare that they actually drop any. Field plate, but it could have been, say, just a leather armor. Yeah, I'm just gonna pick up the crown as well, just for the fun of it. The red witches, I think they're considered sort of mid-tier mobs, maybe even high tier. Book of Flame Wave, interesting because it can sort of hit your mana a little bit up. Just from reading a book, even though you have it capped out already. So, lots of mobs here. I'm just gonna take the easy pickings first. As you can see in the first couple of levels, I didn't have any problems with my mana. I could almost clear 3 levels, 2. But then now here, more resistance. I'm burning through my mana pool a lot faster now. Not to mention I have to walk around with the sword with 10% less mana than I would have with my Dream Flinch here. I could use Dream Flinch, but trust me, it takes forever to kill a soul burner with a weapon like that, especially due to the slow attack speed, or normal attack speed it is. But for Sorcerer, it's sort of built in that your attack speed is extremely slow. This is a hasted weapon, not the fastest, but the second fastest weapon. And it's the best weapon I've found so far. Bringing the mobs to me, a little bit more than I sort of can chew, I think, here. So I don't want more aggro than this, also given the mana that I have left in total. As the Stone Curse spell is quite mana heavy, I think it's 40 mana for a spell, then I try to time it so that I use it first and then I fill up my mana after, if possible. Now that my build is sort of empty, I bring the witches to me instead of going inside the room that I could be potentially full of new batch of witches. So by going down here, bringing them to me, I can do it a lot more safe. Alrighty, so let's check out if there was someone in here. Yeah. I don't think I have enough mana to clear all these guys, but I can make a dent in them, sort of. Took a bit of a chance there. It's actually a little stupid. I mean, getting that low on mana, I didn't know if my Stone Curse spell could hold up my mana shield still. So I wouldn't recommend doing it that. I mean, when you're almost completely low in mana, then use a 40 mana spell. There we go. So actually picking up a little gold for a change. I don't think there's many mobs left, but I really don't have any mana left, so it's time for a little trip to town.
Hello, my friend. Stay a while and listen.
Decent crown, I'd say, especially say for a new warrior. Resist all 38 and hit points plus 50. Not a bad crown. It dropped from one of the red witches, actually. So I'm just gonna pick up the gold that I have here. I think I have enough for the shield then. Just gonna sell.
What can I do for you?
I think the crown dropped from one of Lazarus's two buddies. Yeah, you could argue if the shield is better than the one that I have. Armor 14, 38 resist. Armor 15, 36 resist. Actually, the one I have now is slightly better. It has one extra armor because I don't need the resist. So,
what can I do for you?
Now. Repair. Yeah, King Sword of Hess. King Sword of Speed, the one that I'm bashing the witches with, it was a little bent or something. Just gonna use my surplus gold here. I don't really need it anymore, so I'm just buying random stuff. Trying not to sell my Dream Flinch. Yeah, got 7,000 left. I think that's the end of the story.
I sense a soul in search of answers. I sense a soul in search of answers.
There we go, full mana again, good to go. The cauldrons here, never ever touch a cauldron with any kind of character. It's a random shrine, and worst case scenario is you could lose 10% of your total mana pool permanently. So your character will pretty much be ruined. I remember doing it once with Warrior, and I could stone curse like 2 mobs, which was really sort of game changer here. Instead of sort of hunting these mobs, then at least get 2 of them, get back, get some mana, yeah, etc. And then all of a sudden I couldn't, and it was because I had taken a shrine. I didn't know back then, I didn't understand why, when I just started playing many years ago, when the game came out. So, this was the last mob on the map. Just gonna check if all the lines are broken, or if any of them are broken, which they are not, so I export it all. And I'm just gonna change my spells a little bit. So all I need now, well, I need, you could also say I don't need Chain Lightning anymore, and I prefer having sort of F5, F6, have my spells set up like this. I still need my mana shield though, and I still need my sword equipped for the final level. There we go. So going a little cautious here in the beginning. I don't want to stir up too much. 2 kind of mobs here. We got advocates and some heavy hitter melee mobs. These are probably the worst because it's the same as the soul burners I have to kick their ass sort of manually with the sword. Doing a little test shooting. So the knights, one of them here, can be killed with fireballs. Just to sort of, yeah, though they aren't being that noisy, but these mobs, they will always sort of, the advocates, if they get close to you, they will try to make this, use this spell, I think it's called Flash. I have it myself, never used it because, as you can see, it's the same spell. I think actually the damage is pretty nasty. Yeah, as you can see, quite a nasty. I don't take that much damage. Maybe because I have 75% resist against magic damage, or whatever this is considered. It's probably lightning, I think. Oh, hello there. Yep. And yeah, even though these guys are slow, they sure are heavy hitters, so I don't want them close to me. Some of the mobs actually got killed for my main target because they got splash damage from the fireball. So I was shooting at one mob and some of the other mobs died first because I sort of missed the prime target. Anyway, level 16 here is 4 quadrants again, just like level 15, but it's always the same structure. You have these you have 4 quadrants, but the 4 quadrant, this one is by far the most difficult. I think it's because it's very open, so it's a bit hard to sort of lure, especially the casters out, without sort of pulling a huge pack. Fortunately, they seem to like to sort of... actually not teleport they're using. It's called. Forgot it. Never used it. It's too dangerous to use as a caster, but it's called. Let's see. It's called phasing. I'm not gonna use it because it'll sort of teleport you randomly away from the spot where you're standing, and if you're sort of a young sorcerer with a low mana pool, that could, pretty much be suicidal to do that, because you might as well teleport on the other side of the wall, right into 10 melee mobs or something like that, and get instantly killed. So I never used it, even when I was a very low sorcerer, low level. So huge pack here. Try to finish the knights first, because they are sort of fastest to get down. And after that, Stone Curse and one advocate at a time. This way I can sort of easier regulate the damage that I'm taking. You don't definitely, even as a level 46 decently geared sorcerer, you don't want to get hit by the knights and the advocates at the same time. That will sort of drain your mana pool really fast. So as you can see, I'm sort of luring the mobs to 5, say maximum 7 at a time, something like that. If there's 7 or more, something like that, I think that's about the magic number. Then I retreat and see if I can have them dispersed by themselves, so they'll be easily attackable. There's one up here, and even though I'm gonna take a beating from the guys down south, I prefer getting rid of one at a time if possible. And as you can see, they prefer to do this sort of. I already forgot the name of the spell, but call it discount. Discount teleport, also known as phasing. And very rarely you can sort of you can stone curse a mob at the same time as he sort of was facing a, and that will sort of just make the mob go away. If you're in the exact same second as he uses facing, if you use stone curse, then the mob will sort of be stone cursed, but he's invisible at the same time. So huge arco here. Just gonna pull away while getting rid of the knights. And about the loot, what's most interesting here would be a certain kind of uniques that are really rare, and rings and amulets are always interesting from Blood Knights and Advocates, because they are both considered top tier mobs, meaning they can drop top tier loot, not necessarily that they will, unfortunately. But had this been a blue falcon, I would probably have picked it up, just to see the stats. I have found kings, not Sword of Haste, but just say king's sort of power, which is like strength or something like that. It's not a bad sword for a new warrior, for instance. Okay, so instantly I can see there's too much. It's not possible for me to sort of melee kill the sorcerer before I kill all the knights. So I retreat right away. And then I can replenish my belt while there's relatively peace and quiet. And it's all back to nice and easy mode here. One mob at a time. The lever or the lever, I don't know how it's pronounced. It opened the door up here to the second quadrant, and it always does. Then we got this guy, so Gorash is always here. Nothing fancy about him really, except that he will always drop at least a few items. You're lucky. Yeah, unique. He dropped a nice rope that don't live up, no matter the stats, I think. But I'm gonna take it just for out of curiosity. Hello there. Making some distance to the Blood Knights. They are kind of easier to kill when they come at you in a straight line. So this advocate I can kill before the stone curse wear out, and the Blood Knight. That's why I did it in that order. So I think I'm almost done here with the second quadrant, and what I always do is clear them sort of on the outside first. It makes it much more sort of controlled environment. If you kill all them, in all 4 quadrants, kill the mobs first on the outside, and then you can go inside afterwards. There won't be any sort of nasty ambushes then. I mean, all of a sudden you will have a pack of knights coming out of nowhere. Then, when I usually get here to the 2 lower quadrants, I'll try to get a hallway as fast as possible, because it's easier to control if there's a huge pack of the range guys like here. And I can sort of do my thing, use the mana in my belt, and then I can maybe sort of teleport to the other side of the wall. Then in all safety finish my belt. And the reason why I took this mob up there instead of the mob that was standing there is because if I had taken this mob first, there was a risk that I would get more aggro from the hallway down here. And there's no need to get extra aggro if you can avoid it. And as you can see, there actually was aggro. I was expecting aggro, but maybe not instant aggro, sort of like right around the corner. So, and that's the decisions you can sort of, when you are using like 10 seconds to bash a mob with a sword as a sorcerer, make up your mind of your next play. It's a little bit like playing chess, you know. You can sort of think ahead that when I kill this mob, I'm gonna do like this to try and play as safe as possible. That's how I do it anyway, I guess. Subconsciously now, because I've played so many hours. But it's just to explain for new players how it's, you know, trying to make the game as safe as possible. It may look easier than it is, because when you begin here on hell difficulty, the new character is actually really tough. So here I prefer to take the advocates sort of in the area that I have already explored. Again, because I'm sort of doing it that way, I'm sort of I'm not getting any more aggro that I want. So instead of taking the mobs down there, I'm going back to this explored area, finishing these mobs first. There won't be more aggro coming from down here, I mean. So Nice and safely, gonna replenish the belt. This is a bit of an open area, so a little bit dangerous. Again, doing the mob behind me first. Could have gotten a little aggro from up here, but there weren't any mobs left, fortunately. Oh, sorry about that. Just missing one hit. But I already know that if I'm sort of getting overwhelmed from mobs now, if I advance, then I want to pull back down into this hallway. It's safe, it's fully cleared. And if there's only one knight coming at me, I just prefer doing it like this. Freeze him up as well. Give him his daily supper after. Lots of mobs here. See if I can get them to spread out a little bit. I don't think I have enough mana to, well, I don't have enough mana to clear the full level anyway, so I could have used the last of my mana on those guys, but I'm just gonna do it like this instead. Maybe also because I got room for loot that I could bring to town. So the more kills I can make, the more chance that I can get a drop that I can bring to town and identify. Like there. And then we got the big pack here. Low. But at least there won't be any knights to sort of interfere now. You can see this was 6 advocates, where I'm actually stone pressing one right away, so there's 5 doing damage to me. And it's felt, as you can see, even with a decently geared level 46. Alright, I think I actually have enough mana to clear the third quadrant, or the second quadrant I would call it as well. It's not this one, but I'm gonna go up. I call this this one the first, because you need to open the lever in order to open this door over here. So I would call this one the second, that would be in this order. I think you can actually sort of cheat. Not cheat, but you can just teleport in and open the levers if you want to, levers. But it's dangerous to teleport in, especially as Sorcerer. You risk ending up right into a Blood Knight pack, and then you're pretty much dead. You're not gonna get out of it. Escape and new game is an option that I keep to myself, because it's just my sort of honor codex of playing hardcore, even though you can't really play hardcore here, unless you sort of make a deal with yourself that you delete your character if you die. But in World of Warcraft, where I sort of started playing hardcore, a massive pack here, especially of the advocates, I'm gonna be a little mad to do that. See if I can get some more knights out. Yeah. At least I won't have the knights to interfere now. I think I got them all out, but there's a back here of advocates. And like I said, even as an experienced sorcerer with a decent gear, you don't want knights and advocates sort of hitting at you at the same time. So what I do here in the third quadrant is I lure out the Blood Knights. As you can see, there was a little wall back here again, where the Sorcerer was walking oddly when I came out, not in a straight line. What's up here? You can see here I should be walking in a straight line, but he makes this. I think he made this sort of. Maybe I was wrong. This felt that way. But they are all over. Well, not all over. It's not often they're there, actually. So what I do, I know pretty much where the mobs are standing. So I know I can do it pretty safely. I mean, teleport in and teleport out. Just get all the melee guys out to hunt me. But I wouldn't do that unless I knew where the Blood Knights are. I mean, standing inside the enclosure. I think that's about it. Need some more mana, no matter what.
Hello, my friend. Stay a while and listen.
Yeah, okay, interesting. I think it was the same stat. 9 to all, 11 to all, 9 to all. Crappy loot. For this level.
What can I do for you?
Rope, saber, bow, repair. No. I was just about to buy a new full rejuvenation, but I didn't use it this time. So, getting a little more mana, and we're good to, do the good fight. Need to clear the third quadrant. I'm doing that already, and then finally the fourth quadrant to kill Diablo. Well, I'm actually not gonna kill Diablo. Mainly because
I sense a soul in search of answers.
He doesn't drop any loot, and there's this really annoying movie afterwards that you're sort of forced to watch. Well, you could reboot your computer forcefully or something like that to avoid it, but I'm not in the mood to watch it, so it'll have to be some other time. I didn't kill him on Hell yet. Shouldn't be too much of a problem, as he's a little bit retarded. So after this guy, I know already that I'm gonna go out. There's one behind here. This way I know for sure that if I get in trouble inside, I get too much aggro or I'm low at mana pots in my belt, and I can sort of teleport out here. And I'm safe. Further, all the knights should be out now. I'm gonna open one of two levers, and finally all the doors for the final quadrant will then be open. Just mentioning all this for people that haven't seen the game before, of course. How the mechanics work. It's always the same mechanic down here on the final level, level 16. Second lever, as you can see, it opened the doors, 4 of them total. It sort of collapsed the walls, really. I think this is the final advocate. So. What I do now is trying to lure out some of the melees. And then Diablo is usually coming out. There he is. You don't want to get hit by Diablo and all these fireballs at the same time. So what usually I sort of take him for a little stroll here. Come on, bro. And he's using a spell called Apocalypse. I can't get it as a spell. I can get it on, say, an item, a staff, or I can use a scroll or something like that. But I'm bringing this ugly cunt over here. And then I'm just gonna teleport far away from him, really, because he sort of loses the path to me. He's not able to find back to me down here. Then after that, I sort of lure out the melees again. One left down here. And I'm sure that Diablo has already found his piece up here on the other side of this wall. If I were to teleport up here, I could re-engage him, but I don't want to. I just want to kill his mobs, because they have a chance to drop loot and they get experience, in contrary to Diablo. So yeah, major flaw in the game, you could say. But, oh well. It was the first of its kind, sort of, or at least one of the first of its kind of these sort of hack and slash. So, huge pack left of the advocates here. You can see I have to eat quite a lot of fireballs here. But for each kill, there will be less damage taken. So I'm gonna get out of line of sight and then replenishing my belt. And as you can see, they have this sort of instinct to use this spell that I keep forgetting the name of. It's called phasing. I can use it now, just for the fun of it. No danger now. But as you can see, it will sort of random you teleport you around, including to all the advocates here. Very, very dangerous spell, in my opinion. And they've been really cheap on loot this time. Normally I'll get a ring, I think on level 16, or an amulet. Didn't get sword this time. So, not that many left. And I think I started around, was it? I don't even recall, but I think I got level at 601 million. Normally you get around 6 million for a full clear. But as the formula was 200 experience times your own level, I think you'll almost get close to 7 million eventually for a full clear. I think they are pretty much the same amount of mobs on level 13, 14, 15, 16. And if you get 200 additional experience per kill, then eventually it'll add up, of course. But at the moment I'm getting around 6 million experience for full clear, I mean all 4 levels. So with 733 I need like... yeah, I need more than 20 runs. Probably, I don't know. Let's call this 130 million. Oh, there's actually Blood Knight left. He must have followed me when I was sort of taking Diablo for a stroll. I'm just gonna check out here if there's anyone left. So, nope. And then back to the math. I'm not trying to dodge it. So I need 733 minus 606. That's 127 million divided by 6. That's okay. Sorry, it's early in the morning. Let's see again. 27. I think it's like 24, 25 runs, something like that, times 6 million. If I'm able to do some math here.
Hello, my friend. Stay a while and listen.
The blacksmith, he can hopefully repair my
what can I do for you?
There we go. And then I'm gonna pick up the items here. And I'm gonna put them on a mule, so next time I'm playing that I won't sort of fill this much space, and then I have to go up to the witch to get some more mana, etc, etc. But guys, this was level... not level, it was the 53rd hell run. And I'm gonna need like 26 more in order to become level 47. I'm probably gonna make a video or 2 or 3 or 4 or something like that in between. But as usual, thanks a lot for watching, and I'll see you in the next one. Take care, bye bye.